All right, so today I wanted to review two guns which are different in name but very similar in dimensions and functionality. In this case, these are the Cooey, both Cooey models. One being the Canuck 410 gauge model, and the second being just a 410 gauge model. So I figured I'd kind of run through some of the specs of both these models. One of the very peculiar attributes of both these models, the actual receiver itself, the 410 receiver, is built into the barrel. So there's no separate receiver. It's a continuous barrel all the way back to where the 410 is chambered. Yeah, I'll spin these guns around here, but we'll look at that in just one sec. So walnut stock pistol grip. Okay, so both these rifles are single shot 410 caliber or 410 chambered shotguns. As I mentioned, the receivers are non-existent. They're existing in the barrel themselves, so they're cast right into the barrel where it's machined out, which is a little peculiar. I don't know that I am aware of many other guns that function the same way. So underside of the stock, there is a connection point on one of the rifles for a sling, although there isn't a second one in the back, I've noticed. So it might just be a single point sling connection or something that's been changed after the fact. The first one has been kind of butchered and has just a screw, a flathead machine screw available to it there. So some of the history on the 410 or Canuck 410, it seems like there's about a 2-year lifespan, 1927, I guess it'd be 3 years, 27 till 29, that Cooey tried producing these bolt action 410s. And I think after some of the Ivor Johnson production, the Champion and the, oh boy, can't remember the other name that they produced. Cooey ended up changing over to a break action type of a break action stock for his shotguns, and that allowed him moving away from the 410 to a whole pile of different chambers for his shotgun. But yeah, 3-year lifespan as far as history. All right, so as far as size and weight, so the gun itself probably weighs a little over 5 pounds, so it's not the lightest 410 shotgun out there. But full size, any man would be comfortable carrying this, I suppose, bird hunting with it, you name it. Firepower, it is a single shot 410, just as you see here. So you cock it open, drop your 410 shell in she goes, and you lock. Oh boy, that's tough to do single-handed. And then when you're ready to draw, there you go. And just that's the typical Cooey safety where you got to pull back on the hand. Accuracy of the 410 rifle, I'm not actually sure how to answer this one. I don't know that this model of 410 would really be what you're going for when you're looking for accuracy of a 410. To me, these are bird hunting guns. They are lower power, and you're not doing a shooting competition that I'm aware. I suppose you could do clay pigeons, but you may want something that is chambered with more than one round for those 2 shots against your bird, your clay pigeon bird, and yeah. Your 410 bolt action may not be what you'd be looking for first, if that was what you're looking for. As far as ergonomics, you basically do not have an iron sight in the rear. You're using that front bead to, oh, can you even see it there? Following that line of sight, and you're doing very close shots with a 410 with a single front bead. So yeah, there's your 2 beads. Dependability, you know what, I'm not even sure how to answer this. These guns are 100 years old now, virtually. I think it's interesting that the receivers are cast right into the barrel like that. Nothing to hit, nothing to obstruct. So they've made it this long. I don't see why they wouldn't keep going even further into the heirloom quality of hand-me-down to the next generation. So as far as track record goes, you know, this is something, I brought this up in different Cooey videos of mine. As far as collectability, there's a number of websites that basically say Cooeys hold no collectible value. I'm going to call BS on that. There's, as I've mentioned in previous videos, there's multiple sites that are like, if you go on to Facebook, there's community groups of thousands of members, and their community groups are literally called Cooey Collectibles. And there's everything of like unusual store brands to just oddball rifles that were only produced for a few years, like these ones. So you don't have multiple groups called Cooey collectors when there's no collectability. So I'm gonna let it be known that these magazine articles saying Cooeys have no collectability are full of crap. So are there very cheap Cooeys out there? Yeah, there are, and maybe that's why they're collectible. There's cheap ones to get, and there's everything up to the higher end, more uncommon ones like this. So and everything in between. Some of those store brands, I know I'd love to get one or two of the unique models, like the Sniper or Mohawk, or you name it. So there's different brands out there, different stampings, and they're the same reliable guns as the ones that are cheap, but they're just more unique. They've got that unique marking. I like anything with peep sights. So the Bisley Sport, the 82s, the 62 I've got. I should do a video on that one. But, and then let's see what else. The 78, I've got a 78 that has the peep. So I really like those iron sight 22s. So that's kind of what got me into Cooeys. And yeah, I've stayed with it. So don't listen to the people that say they're not collectible. They have value. They're very desirable. I want all Cooeys. So there's someone who wants at least one of them out there. That's me. I'll take all Cooeys. And you know what? Walnut stocks, they clean up nice. If I was willing to blue it, they take the bluing really easily, cold bluing, and they look good. So no reason you can't have a collectible Cooey that you improve, it's known to function well. There's community groups out there that are really friendly and active that would be willing to talk to you about it and give recommendations on repair. Just please, yeah, there you go. So they're collectible. They got value. You know, I want to bring up as well the enjoyment factor of shooting a 410 like this. The fact is, these are kind of collectible rifles for me. I'd be willing to put rounds through it, but I'm not going to hammer through it like a cheaper gun or one that I know I can find parts for in a hurry. These don't come to auction all that often. When they do, and they're noticed, people do tend to bid hard on them and bid high. So I'm really, there's no reason they couldn't take lots of rounds, but a limited amount of firepower goes through them. They do kind of remain in a safe most of their life, and they'll be treated well that way. But yeah, they can be used. If they end up getting used and broken, it's probably not the end of the world. There's higher end guns that have fallen off ATVs and everything else out there, but these ones, because of I kind of like the pedigree of the Canadian built firearms of the past. So it's got that Cooey pedigree. So I think that's part of what I'm going for with these.